In this video, we'll be looking at AI, but more specifically ChatGPT and how it could positively or negatively impact the future field of UX design. Technology is evolving at a rapid pace. Things like humans going to Mars, robot dogs, cryptocurrencies, extended reality, and more recently with the release of OpenAI's ChatGPT, the world is worried about the negative impact that this could have. And it may be too early to know whether we should be worried about this. But what does this all mean for the field of UX design and designers in general? Let's dig in and find out what ChatGPT could mean to the world of design over the next few years. For those of you who aren't familiar yet, where have you been? ChatGPT is an advanced AI learning model developed by a company called OpenAI. OpenAI is a non-profit artificial intelligence company based in San Francisco. It was founded in 2015 by some very clever people, one of those being the infamous Elon Musk. The general goal of OpenAI is to advance the field of artificial intelligence to benefit the world in a positive way. ChatGPT is a really impressive tool, changing how humans interact with machines. It has been fed a huge amount of text data from around the internet, meaning now it can answer questions, write creative content, or even power chatbots. It's pretty cool, and if you haven't had a chance to jump onto it, I recommend you go check it out now. So, how does this all relate to user experience design? It's a good question. When you boil it down, UX is about empathizing and interacting with our users during the design process. Because ChatGPT is a model based on text data, it doesn't have the ability to understand the context a user is in, the emotions they're feeling, their cultural context, or their personal experiences. All of those are massively important when we're trying to understand the motivations of our users. If we currently tried to replace UX designers with ChatGPT, we'd probably end up with a pretty generic experience and some badly designed solutions too. ChatGPT can't currently account for things like user feedback or user testing, which would probably mean if you're using ChatGPT to design, you'd end up with a lack of engagement and probably a pretty poor adoption rate. Another problem with ChatGPT, and if we use this in the context of designing, is it doesn't know what's true. It's just based off text data. This could potentially lead you to design something based on things that just aren't true. When we research and speak to users, we're trying to get to the humanness of who they are and what they want. If we replace this element with AI, there's a strong possibility that we'd lose that human touch. And if we lose that, we lose the user's engagement and trust. Not cool. But don't get me wrong, there are some pretty cool things we can do with ChatGPT to enhance the UX process and make our lives just easier in general. One of the most important parts of UX design is the research process, where we try and get a deep understanding of the user and analyze the research results. While ChatGPT can't really be used to help you reach conclusions with your research, you definitely could use it to help you interpret the data. Let's take user surveys, for example. Say you've sent one out and you've had 10,000 responses. If you had to manually go through all those responses to pull out insights, that could probably take you quite a while. If you formed a clear goal for what your user research is trying to achieve, you could potentially leverage ChatGPT to extract user preferences, insights, and user needs. You could, if you really wanted to, even ask ChatGPT to write your survey questions. In fact, let's try that now. So that's pretty cool. You now have the foundation questions for a survey. I'll be honest, I hate writing survey questions, so this would be really useful for me. However, they're a bit generic, so you'd probably want to personalize them a little bit yourself. A large part of being a UX designer is taking content and data and displaying it in a way that a user enjoys and, helps them get to what they're after quicker. One massive use case that ChatGPT is being used for at the minute is writing blog posts and articles. While I wouldn't personally advocate for this, it could be useful in other ways. Say I've got a new website layout for facts about dogs. I've contacted a writer and I'm just waiting for the content to be created. If I need to turn the design around quickly, I can use filler text like lorem ipsum. But as content is often part of the experience, it's not always exactly what you need. So potentially, you could leverage ChatGPT now. Let's give it a go. I'll ask ChatGPT to create me a fact about a dog. interesting. I mean, that's fine. But the style of the content doesn't really match the tone of the website. Let's rephrase that and try and make it a bit more engaging. Well, I didn't know that. The variety of options and approaches you can use with ChatGPT is pretty cool. So, we've all come across a chatbot at some point in our lives. Usually, they're pretty bad. In fact, very rarely when I've used one has it actually helped solve my problem. I usually try talking to it for a while, get frustrated, and ask it to put me in touch with a real human. If we take that experience and plug in ChatGPT with its huge database of knowledge, the experience of the user could be greatly enhanced. Imagine a world where every chatbot you spoke to actually felt like you were talking to a real human that could give you the answers to any of your queries instantly. In fact, this has already started. Meta, Canva, Shopify are only a few of the major companies that are already leveraging ChatGPT to power their customer service bots. There are worries over the accuracy of the answers that the chatbots might give you in this context. I imagine if a ChatGPT-powered chatbot told you to invest all your money in a bubblegum company, you'd probably want to think twice. What do I know, though? It might actually work. Bubblegum companies. ChatGPT has the potential to really enhance the UX process, removing routine tasks, coming up with engaging content, and personalizing the chatbot experience. I think we've only started to scratch the surface of what this technology can do, and as it evolves, who knows? So while some people might be worrying about what ChatGPT might mean to their future career prospects, I think the field of UX is pretty safe for now. We're always going to need the human touch, the human interaction, the humanness. That is until AI can get so advanced it can predict human behavior and emotional responses. Then we really might have to start thinking about a new career. Before I go, here's a joke from our infamous ChatGPT friend.